Hey, pour yourself some champagne and throw on your best Versace bathrobe. We're about to get into some Showgirls, Honest Trailer Commentaries, the show where we watch the show on the other channel, talk about it, give you some jokes that we cut out at the end if you stick around until then. I'm Spencer J. Gilbert. To my right.
Hi, I'm Joe
Welcome
Starr.
to the stage. Oh, I was going to give you a stripper intro.
Oh, yes, do it.
Yeah. Okay, gentlemen, if you look to stage right, he'll put the sparkle in your sky. Wish on a shooting, it's Joe Starr.
I'm here for the foster kids I'm taking care of.
What?
That's my stripper's background story.
Okay.
All right.
And over here, those hot Hollywood days turn into hot Hollywood nights. It's Dan the Madman Murrell. You don't know shit.
Sorry, I was doing
We're doing the Showgirl strippers.
the Elizabeth Berkley in the movie there.
Yeah.
I was gonna lick the microphone for a second.
Oh.
but then
I also kicked the desk really hard when I did that.
Off to as good a start as Showgirls.
Yes.
Guys, this movie is a cult classic, according to some. According to others, it's just terrible. Where do you guys fall on the spectrum?
I did not I was like 12 when this movie came out, so obviously I had a mom who cared about me. So I did not see this movie when it came out, and I only saw it for the first time a few years ago. So I generally tend to regard it as a pretty bad movie, but I understand why so many people revere it so much, because it is that kind of like bad where it's hard to believe it wasn't all accidental. Some of it does seem on purpose. But yeah, I lean a little bit more towards like it was just poorly done.
Joe?
But the production value, my God.
I lean towards that this movie might be too good for this world, where you have Paul Verhoeven, who did these brilliant satires in RoboCop and Starship Troopers, and then this one just skates this weird gray area of you're like, I don't know if you're doing this on purpose or not, man. I don't know. It's a fascinating riddle of a film, and got a lot of nostalgia for it because it takes you back to a time where you would put in your free trial AOL CD and spend an hour and a half trying to download a picture of Elizabeth Berkley from this movie.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's that. I think that's the context that I knew it growing up. Was like the movie with the full frontal nudity in it. But having grown up and watched it again, you can make the case that there's more going on. You can make the case that this is a heightened, extreme exaggeration of like the Hollywood like rags to riches story,
Which it is.
Which it is. But I don't know, when you add in Joe Esterhaus,
Yeah.
and you add in the era in which it came out in, I have a hard time believing it was intended that way.
It was two extremists
It's
that
like
really
they-
should not be collaborating. And Paul Verhoeven and Joe Esterhaus, both people who just lay it on incredibly thick,
Yeah.
and just pile on. And I don't know if maybe they were going for something, but I don't think it quite came together the way that
I think
either
they
one of
lost
them
control.
intended.
I think they started, this is going to be a satire, and at some point they lost control of it. Like it became sentient, and like they could no longer control where this movie went.
I think it might have been that Paul Verhoeven meant for it to be a satire and Joe Esterhaus didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Was
so
just like,
it
no,
just
it's gonna be
collided in
hot.
the middle.
Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
some really funny over-the-top moments in this movie, and Elizabeth Berkley's acting choice is like, I have to imagine that's Verhoeven just yelling at her like,
He
be
has-
like,
he has
"Do-
said
do
that-
more, like crazier.
He has said that he basically sank her career by making her act like a psychopath on camera.
Too bad. And then, but on the other hand, like there's moments where the movie either plays it straight or just plays it like this is intentionally disturbing and like this is a real drama and you should care about these characters as characters. Like the third act, like sexual assault scene at the end of that
Yes.
part is like, oh my God, like that's not like a funny like lighthearted satire, or is it? Am I just missing the joke?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like I said, they lost control of the
Yeah,
beast.
it seemed like it
Yeah.
kind of got away from him.
I'm trying to put into context how strange it is in the time that this movie came out that Elizabeth Berkley was the star of this movie. Like, this would be like if someone from, like, iCarly. Yeah, exactly. Shifted within a couple of years from doing, like, iCarly to playing a stripper in an NC-17 movie.
But
It's
I mean, this
very
is a
bizarre.
time-honored tradition, though, of the not child star, but like kid entertainment star being like, I'm
grown
I'm
up
all
now,
grossed
yeah.
up now. But this is maybe the most extreme case
It's
of
Brittany
it.
going from like, oops, I did it again to toxic.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I don't know, because it was supposed to be Drew Barrymore, it's supposed to be Charlize Theron, and then you've got to sort of put yourself in her shoes, and it's like the guy who literally launched a genre and a type of cable channel with Basic Instinct, like wants me to be in this next major thing that's going to be huge.
Sharon Stone got I think an Oscar nomination. I think for Basic Instinct, but if not, it launched her into superstar. Like Sharon Stone was like the biggest star in Hollywood off of Basic Instinct. So yeah, if you're Elizabeth Berkley, of course you're gonna say yes to this role because look at the what's just happened. But man, I agree. They guided her right into a buzzsaw. It was not
Yes, they did.
pleasant.
Well, let's guide it into our own buzzsaw as we roll the honest trailer for Showgirls. I wonder if this will be age gated by the time.
It was yesterday.
Yesterday? Okay, great.
Yeah, it was demonetized instantly. It might be age gated, but I don't know.
Before 50 Shades of Grey, before easily accessible internet porn, the sexiest thing you could see on a screen was probably not
Al Rudnick face.
Al Rudnick's face. We got his permission.
Showgirls. You know it as a cult classic, or just that movie you'd watch on mute as a kid. But in 1995, Showgirls was the biggest deal in Hollywood, as the first NC-17 film to get a wide release, penned by the highest paid screenwriter, directed by the guy who made Basic Instinct, and hated by nearly everyone who was alive at the time.
They don't do anything original in the screenplay at all. I didn't care for the film.
Well, I didn't either.
Pause.
Pause.
I think we tip our hand a little bit to the audience we were aiming for with this trailer when we say the movie you watched on mute when you were a kid. Because I would say most of our target audience not born when this movie came out. This is so obviously I think we acknowledge that this is going to connect more with an older.
It's a good point. Most of our audience was just being born in 95.
Perhaps conceived at a screening of this film.
That's where I was going. Thank you, Joe.
Just to set the stage on this a little more, like to make it even funnier how ridiculous this movie was when it came out, it was hugely protested. It was the only entertainment story leading up to it. Theater chains weren't going to carry it, so they had to do these like, hey, it's all going to be fine screenings for chain CEOs. I remember my mom, like every time the Sunday paper came in, she would just take the entertainment section out because she knew it was going to be an article about whatever's happening with Showgirls, and she would throw it in the trash because there was a lewd photo on the front of it.
Oh yeah, the trash.
Yeah. My mom would throw it in the trash.
I believe
and then go to her
Blockbuster.
mom's place.
Blockbuster, which at the time was like Netflix. For you who don't know, Blockbuster wouldn't.
Netflix that you walked inside.
Yeah, that you walked inside and
Like a caveman.
and browsed like a peasant. As I recall, I don't think they would carry the NC-17 version. They had an R-rated version, which was heavily edited. I think had like digital bars and stuff. Like this was a big deal, and ultimately.
And then this came out.
Yeah, and it was awful.
Yeah, it was tough to find clips contemporary of 1995, but like this just got roasted by everyone. Like every late night show, every hacky stand up, like Showgirls just became the go-to.
You guys,
bad movie to
you
make
heard
fun
about the
of.
Showgirls?
Yeah, but Showgirls.
Hey, you heard about the Showgirls?
Yeah, it's a bunch of strip dances. It's the dancing Edos.
Oh, 95.
Not a Leno fan. Anyway,
Let's keep going.
You remember Elizabeth Berkley from Saved by the Bell. Now she's all grown up, and she's bringing the same energy she brought to the Caffeine Pills episode.
I'm so excited! I'm so excited!
She's recently
Watch
made
her
her
act
peace
balls
with
to the wall, no matter
movie.
what's happening in the scene, whether it's dancing even harder,
Thrust it! Thrust it!
eating,
That's.
speaking.
I mean, come on, that's on purpose. Like,
Yeah,
there's no way
yes.
they do. She doesn't get to that intensity without like 7 takes of him being like, more shake the fries.
throw them out harder. I want to feel them. I don't know if that's how Paul Verhoeven sounds, but it's
He
how he
does now.
sounds in
That's
my
I mean,
head.
he's Dutch. He's not like
Yeah.
an evil German scientist.
Oh, throw the fries. I just think Goldmember now.
Oh yeah.
I love Elizabeth Berkley!
That performance was gold. Another reference that
So
most of our
topical.
audience doesn't understand.
Yeah.
This is a commentary for no one.
Nope.
made just for our own amusement.
Yes.
That's the
Continue.
beauty of it.
We're not actually going to upload this.
Speaking.
Fuck.
Whoa, sorry. Or just anything, really.
That's how I
She'll
hail
chew
Cap.
the scenery like a rabid dog, then lick it afterwards for good measure.
It's a long lick.
Woohoo! That cannot
Ugh.
be sanitary. Follow her insane journey from the seedy strip clubs at the bottom to the bizarre volcano acrobat shows at the top, with only one person crazy dancing in her way, Crystal Connors. She's the top girl in Vegas, and the only thing she loves more than the spotlight is dog food.
I used to love doggy chow.
And the only thing she loves more than dog food is cocaine.
Here we are. Doing some of the finest cocaine in the world, darling.
And the only thing she loves more
Probably
than
behind the
cocaine
camera, too.
is the word darling.
Not her, but like
Darling,
everyone.
Darling,
Yeah.
darling, 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 darling.
You're from the valley, darling. You're not fooling anybody. Do you
Pause.
like
Pause.
I just want a special shout out. The way John says the word cocaine is one of the funniest things in the world. to me.
Cocaine.
He just
Cocaine.
Like, it's just one of
He
my
really
favorite deliveries.
relishes it.
Yeah. Anytime you guys see me pitching movies, know that it's because someone does cocaine in them, and I just want John to say it again.
You're playing the long con.
Wow. I was wondering why you wrote that into the Wreck-It Ralph script.
Yeah. Remember that part where Ralph did all the cocaine?
And now I get it. Cocaine.
That's good.
We did Wreck-It Ralph, right? I honestly
I
don't
don't
know
remember.
anymore. I think we did.
I imagine we
Oh,
did.
yeah, we did. I remember. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know why. Yeah, we did. I remember the joke that got us in trouble on that one.
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, so we definitely did Wreck-It Ralph. That's how I remember nowadays is what joke we got well actually or corrected on the most. I'll always remember Get Out for the cereal joke.
Yeah.
I will remember. Anyway.
Yeah, no need to relitigate that here.
No need to
'cause
relitigate.
We get it
yes.
every day.
We do. There you go.
Thanks, fans.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Not fans. Most fans are cool.
Yeah.
Do you like sex? Well, not for long. Thrill as Showgirls teases you with nudity, then beat you over the head with it until everyone has the appeal of raw meat in this film that robs boobs of all their mystery. Treats sex like a cheap commodity to be bought and sold,
I'll buy her for you.
and depicts love as something that happens between a man and a particularly aggressive fish. Be careful, kids.
That was amazing.
That's not how sex works, but it's exactly how you get
His
a
pool,
yeast
by the
infection.
way. Shout out to his pool
So
Yeah.
for the neon palm trees
Neon
lining
palm
it.
trees.
yeah.
Nice touch, especially in a
touch.
climate where you could just put,
Palm trees.
Palm trees.
He's really one of the peak '90s just like characters in general.
He was
The
him
champagne of 90s characters.
he's-
and Rob Lowe from Wayne's World.
Exactly.
Might be the same person.
Really great 90s sleazebags in the movies.
They have the perfect haircut, and they have the he's got the neon pool, and he's got the brick cell phone that we didn't picture, but
Yeah.
he's
Yes.
got the thing that's like the cinder block that you unfold, and
Very solid.
and then
this
like
movie.
uses it to call back the guy that you thought he thought was a dick, but then
Get back up here,
Yeah,
you old
come on, you old
so-and-so.
You old so-and-so.
Yeah.
And just a small PSA for you guys.
Twin Peaks.
Having sex in a pool or a hot tub
Oh.
might be gross. So just, little...
Yeah, it's counterintuitive because it's not as. Anyways, keep going. Yep,
Look it up.
play it.
Or don't.
Hike up your G-string and dance like no one's watching.
You can dance.
You can't.
Because this is either one of the most campy, shallow movies ever made,
Must be weird not having anybody on you.
or it's a brilliant satire of show business that
It's
works
close
on
to
levels
gets to
most people
heartwarming.
can't even comprehend.
I like a lot of different champagnes. But I always stick with champagne.
Nah. Starring Elizabeth Berkley, Vagina Gershon, that 90s haircut,
Everyone had it.
Tragic Mike, Joel Schumacher's Gotham, The Shape of Water, and being a lady on the internet.
Okay, show me your
Strip up to the streets.
It's a late edition.
Oh, thank you.
The only thing funnier than watching Showgirls, watching it with the isolated audio.
How'd you guys find this?
Did TJ find this?
TJ, I just want to watch this. Then I'll give TJ his due.
I love it. America.
I love that they actually went back and looped that.
Yeah.
TJ, who is one of our two, along with Kevin, fantastic editing team.
Yes.
sent us, I believe it's TJ, sent us the isolated audio, because some movies, when you bring them into the editing software, a lot of times, depending on how the file's structured, et cetera, you have the tracks on different, all the audio's on different tracks. And he said, hey, for this one, the way that it works out is you can strip away the music, you can strip away the background, and you can just hear like the dialogue and the Foley. And he's like, you have to see this. And he sent us a string out of clips of the movie with no...
The only way to watch
the
Showgirls.
club scene is once, so it's like there's no music, it's just like...
Yeah. None of the extras are actually making noise. They're all just...
Yeah, you hear like clothing rustling sometimes.
It's like that Star Wars without music clip.
It is.
The awards ceremony.
Yeah.
You should look that up if you haven't seen it. It's
yeah,
amazing.
which is amazing. Oral Knots, I believe, did that. Credit to them. Amazing stuff. But yeah, so that was 100% a catch on their part. So good job, TJ and Kevin. And good job on editing, by the way. Kevin, I don't know who did the tracking on the Hal faces, but it's flawless.
Yes.
Perfect.
Good job.
Not
And they
a
did it
nip
incredibly
inside.
A
fast.
single slip.
Yep.
So yeah,
Slip of the nip.
a great job from our team as always on this one, because they did a fantastic.
100%.
a
They
great
killed
use of
every
Hal.
week. And Rob Holpe, the
Graphics.
It takes a village. Let's see some deleted scenes.
And the only thing she loves more than cocaine is the word darlin'.
Darling, 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 darling.
That's a mighty polite Tourette you got there, darlin'. Starring Jesse Spazzo, Drew Barrymore dodged a bullet, Marilyn Monroe, oh my darling, chlamydia, Twin Bleaks, The Hooters Are Not What They Seem, Alvin
reference.
Ailey, The Shape of
That's
Water
a deep
2,
dance
Electric Boogaloo, Dirty Dancing,
Very dirty.
Flash Dance.
Thanks. I bought it at Versace.
It's pronounced Versace.
Actually, the most accurate pronunciation would be Versace, so y'all are both wrong, darling.
There you go. Very quotable movie. at the end of the
We
day.
well actually the movie.
We well actually did. Yeah, Versace. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's Showgirls.
We did it.
Showgirls.
We did it because 50 Shades Freed is coming out, and I don't know how highly requested this was, but it's
wasn't.
like a classic bad movie, so we figured we might as well.
Yeah.
It's always one for us. Sometimes it's 3 for the fans, and not that this was not for the fans, but sometimes it's just like, hey, this is an interesting thing that we have a personal angle on that we know is not going to be a huge view getter, but something that would be fun.
It's a little awkward to be watching it in the office on loop, for
It
a
was
couple
weird
days.
sitting with you guys and watching Showgirls in our weird little writer's room.
Oh, you guys. The old setup, there was no offices.
Oh,
like I used to have
yeah.
to edit Game of Thrones in a big editing bullpen with 8 other editors and everyone in the office walking by as I'm doing it. So I mean, yes,
It's
it was a
here's
bit awkward.
Littlefinger
but-
doing a monologue, and these ladies are doing things.
Yeah, exactly. And like the president of the company's walking by, like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm not.
I'm just jerking off.
Watching, I'm working.
Yeah, but I don't know. This movie's a curiosity. I think it's worth watching just on its own merits, just to see it, just to experience the cultural flashpoint that was Showgirls.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully, if you weren't around, we gave you a little slice of what that time was like.
Yeah.
Which is what we like to do here on Honest Trailers.
Wild times.
Really, really take you back.
Yeah.
A nice blast to the past.
Talk about a blast. Next week, we will also be blasting you with something a little darker, a little more mysterious, but also works well during the day.
Yeah.
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 All right.
You can watch it day or night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Nice.
think it's going to be a good value.
Uh-huh.
A good deal. Why maybe not one movie? Maybe
Perhaps
maybe
several.
get more.
Yeah, maybe 3.
Maybe.
Well, you'll get 3 movies and the 3 of us right here next week on Honest Trailer Commentaries.
Eating